Welcome, everyone. What up? Welcome to another episode of A Drink and a Game. I'm your host, Dre, and today I'm going back to the old days. I am not joined by anybody. I am solo today, which it's been quite some time since I've been solo, So we're about, for those who've been listening to me for years now, we're about to take it back, me drinking alone, me talking about some games and maybe ranting. I don't know if I'm a rant, if I have too much to rant about today, but you never know. The more drinks in me, the more that comes out. So we'll see how that goes. So this is, well, this ain't no special type of episode. It's just another fucking episode of A Drink of the Game. And today I'm drinking some God, what am I drinking? Some Hercules, yes, rum and rye. Hercules rum and rye. Hope all of you got your drinks. And so here we go. Cheers. So, oh yeah, also this week's episode was not live recorded. I'm gonna start doing live recordings every other week, which is usually 8 p.m. When I go live. So guys, look out for that. Sorry I didn't go live today, but sometimes I gotta do things on Monday, so I can't always be home at that time. So that's why I'm not live, but I'll start doing it every other week. And if I'm feeling the mood, maybe I'll do it weeklies, but don't want you guys to feel confused. So just always look out for it. If you see a notification at 8 p.m. exactly, you know I'm going live. But let's get to the fucking games now. First game I brought up during the Gamerish podcast that me and my wife are playing right now. It Takes Two. Now, since the last time we played, we haven't gotten to touch it yet, but I just wanted to reiterate for those who probably didn't listen to the Gamerish podcast, which we do every Thursday at 9 p.m. live. That is live every fucking week, unless there's something going on. But this game is like the rejuvenation of couch co-op. This game does it all right. Whether it's between communication, you have to play this game co-op. I gotta let you know that. You need to give your friend, let your friend download a separate, I think, like partner key or co-op key or another app off the Xbox or PlayStations for you guys, so you guys can play together. But this is game you definitely want to play with someone and I think this is perfect for you to play with a significant other. I think I brought that up. Actually, I'm thinking about I brought it up on the last week's A Drink in the Game episode. So I'll just reiterate that this is the perfect co-op game, guys. Play it. I guess I've been drinking already, and you guys are like, yeah, he's drinking already, but that's always the case. Next game I wanted to bring up that just released, Disco Elysium Final Cut, which I see IGN or GameSpot. I think it's GameSpot probably gave it a 10 out of 10, which is saying a lot coming from fucking GameSpot. But in this game, if you haven't played Disco Elysium, it's a great RPG about like a very drunkard cop who's not me. But it's good to play somebody in this world, that like he's just misunderstood in some ways, depending on how you build that character. And the choices always seem to mean something. The story goes a lot of different places. I say this is like a great game, just like I think it was like a year and a half to 2 years ago since it came out and won a bunch of Game of the Year awards and stuff. And it still holds up to this day with this final cut. They've added more lines to it, more voice actors to the game. I believe they added some more missions and things like that. And this game could take you all over the place. Because just when you think you're just about to solve one mystery or finish one objective, you end up doing something else. Of course, it now looks just as great as it does on PC. Because what doesn't look good on PC nowadays? But at least on a bigger screen, you can see the fidelity and everything much clearer and sharper if you have the right television. I use a Sony X950H, I think. Yeah, and so I bought this new TV just for my video games, the PS5 and the Series X and stuff. So like colors and all that stuff look really good on this thing. So I highly recommend it too. If you could play these stuff on a good TV for gaming, upgrade the TV if you could afford to. I know it's tough times, but if you can, just do it. But yeah, Disco Elysium, man, they have a lot of funny shit in it. this guy is like so drunk, you have to find out what your name is again, figure out if you're a cop, mess around with your partner and try to solve a crime that you probably should have solved a long time before he got there to you. What I just love is the open-endedness of this game, and I love and hate games like that because yes, there's so much to do, but then the problem is because I play so much, there's so much to do, and it makes me have to keep going back and forth. And the only problem I'm really having with the game right now is finding time in between this and all the other games I'm playing right now. But you will have fun with it. Not for kids. You like some of you see we spoke about it on Gamerish podcast about it being banned in Australia because of certain content. Some of the content is like for adults. I don't even think kids would even get the messages that the game is trying to send them, but places like Australia think that kids would get it. Like it's no different than us listening to like certain rap songs or music and not knowing what the hell these grown-ups were talking about until we became adults, and they're like, oh shit, they were talking about fucking, so it's like that. But the game is good. I like all the characters, the voice work is good, even the environment is fine and savvy, man. This game has been spoken about enough, but highly recommended. Disco Elysium RPG. You probably have to get used to the. They found a unique way, I should say, to do like it's like a clicking game. Like you click and move here and there, click and play. But with the PlayStation or Xbox controller, of course, you're not really clicking. So like you just move the right stick around to aim at what object on the screen you want to move to, and you can freely move yourself, but that also helps you find more clues faster and things like that because they point things out. And of course, certain things only unlock to you based on your level of intelligence, your quirkiness. Like this also applies to dialogue options and things like that. So there's a lot going on in this game, and some might be turned off with it from the get-go. It might be slow to others who are just used to just getting in the game, running and gunning. It's not for you. But for those of you who have the time and patience and are open-minded, like a little mystery, like a bit of puzzling, because this does not douse you in puzzling. Like you guys know, well, it's not an action game, so I don't really mind the puzzles as much here as I would if this was an action game. But Disco Elysium definitely one to pick up. Another game I've been playing, I bought like Cooking Mama for my kids, well, my daughter, I should say, and she's loving this game to death. I played some of it with her. They got a 2-player mode, but the 2-player mode is more like a competition rather than just doing the regular Cooking Mama thing. I'll admit, I did have Cooking Mama back on like the 3DS, because I should say the DS because I barely played my 3DS, so it had to be on the DS back then. Because for some reason, Cooking Mama sells a lot, and it's just something like when I had that stylus in my hand, it felt good to like cook things, when I was younger and shit. So, excuse me, but even now in today's day and age, it's still fun even though I don't have a stylus, but you get to on the PS5 it takes use of the touchpad and all that stuff. You know how to chop. Your kids will find it easy to play. It'll tell them when to chop, shake cheese, do all this stuff, when to flip stuff, and I can leave my 5-year-olds alone with the game, and it's very easy for them to navigate it. So I had no quarrels there at all. um what else was it? Yeah, so that's a good little fun game. Didn't go too far into it. Played it for like an hour or two. But if you have kids, or even if you just feel like playing a cooking game, Cooking Mama is popular all over the world right now. Always makes a lot of sales. So go ahead and pick that up. Um, Also, I've been playing fucking Avengers. Back on Avengers, got the Hawkeye update. And I think I spoke about this before, which I usually always do. I try not to speak about it too much. But with these updates that they brought out for next gen, they've been all right. I think the biggest one I really even cared about was just the loading times. Quite honestly, the loading times were horrendous, as those who played it on last gen consoles know. And now with this next gen update, the loading times are just great. It goes by real quick and it keeps the action flowing. And I didn't realize that at first, after you guys know I hyped this game up some. And then after a while, I fell off because I felt like we were doing the same thing over and over again. And in a way, you are fighting the same enemies over again, just with a new story. I'm only playing with Kate Bishop right now. I haven't gotten to touch Hawkeye. I'll let you guys know how it's like when I finally touch Hawkeye. But I want to get through her story because her story leads up to the Hawkeye story. So that's why I haven't touched him yet. I don't want to jump ahead and have spoilers for me, but they still haven't given us any new real bosses in there. What this game really is missing is a boss update or enemy update. Yes, we have like Black Panther coming. We got Spider-Man coming for those on PlayStation someday. You know, we got Hawkeye, we got Kate Bishop, but we're still facing the same fucking enemies, and they're treating this game like it's just for fucking rated E for everyone and teenagers, and not fucking giving us new enemies. Because I don't know if Square thinks this game needs to be soft. It can't have human enemies that could get pulverized and shit. Like we have to be fighting robots. Yes, there are some human enemies there, but you'll see more robots than you'll see any fucking humans around, because like they're scared to let kids fight human beings like they're not doing it in any other fucking video game that they're playing. This is not Lego Marvel Avengers. This is fucking Square's Marvel Avengers, you know, and Square Enix. And I think we got a good story, but we need this end game content. They're gonna keep supporting it. We gotta raise this fucking age limit on this content. Like this is fun. Yes, it gets fun until we're tired of beating them up. And I also want to reiterate that, of course, when you upgrade stuff, you don't see your upgrades on your characters, which is going to be something I talk about with the next game that I'm going to talk about. But you don't see no type of stuff on your characters. I really like it when I get a new weapon or upgrade that I see it on my character. Skill trees still pretty great and lengthy and stuff like that. I still enjoy figuring out how I want to build my characters and stuff like that in the game. And the action is good. And the action moves much smoother now that the loading times are better. And like I said, that's the main thing I think I needed right now to keep me playing, because everything else I will be fucking bitching and moaning about. I think they had like a free trial coming up, if it hasn't happened already, to play the game on one of these consoles. I don't think it's on all consoles. It might even just be on Stadia alone to play it, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, Avengers, it's getting better. It's just not quite there yet, guys. Not quite there yet for those of you that's been holding out. But you will find a lot of content in the game. Yeah, but if you're looking for something that's gonna make you feel like an adult gamer, this game doesn't. It's not gonna make you feel like an adult. It's like you're playing another kid's game. Um, the last thing I really wanted to talk about now was Outriders. Like, I know a lot of people are on it. Thank you, Xbox, for stopping me from spending $60 on this on PS5, because that's where I was originally gonna get it. But Game Pass, if you got Game Pass, it's out now and you can download it right now. Not on PC Game Pass. I don't believe I saw it on there. But you can get it on your Xbox One and your Series X and S. You know, you guys know the deal with that. But this game now, the demo had me a little nervous and stuff, because I felt like there's a little clunkiness here and there, but it's a demo and they made the right choice pushing the game back and putting this demo out and letting people contribute to what we felt needed to be fixed. And now that the game is out, one, I know there's server issues. It irritates me sometimes because we get kicked off, but at least you never lose any progress when you get kicked off the server. And it also holds it shows you like how many people are actually playing the game now that it's on Game Pass, because I don't believe there would have been server issues or server stressing if this game didn't come out on Game Pass. And lo and behold, MLB The Show, a Sony game, is going to be on Game Pass day one, because Sony obviously saw these fucking numbers that Game Pass is bringing in, and it could only help your game. Like, it's not going to make your game worse, especially if you're putting on Microsoft console for the first time. And hey, maybe people might not trust it. You know, they're so used to the lame RBI baseball because that's all they've been able to play for the past few years, you know. But yeah, this MLB The Show coming to Game Pass is going to be great, and the numbers are going to be outrageously huge because a lot of baseball fans have been waiting for this game to come to Xbox for a long time. This will be my first time playing MLB The Show on Xbox because why buy it on PlayStation when I could get it for free? And I know some of you are gonna be like, oh, but you don't completely own the game, blah blah blah. And how many of us played a one fucking game all year long? None. So if they take the game away from me in 6 months, I don't care. Whatever. It's gonna be fucking $3.99 in the next 9 months on PlayStation Network. So it is what it is, or even the Xbox Store. But yeah, so back to Outriders. Screw the server issues. Yes, it's bad, but I'm kind of liking it because I'm liking that the game is going to be successful, which means future content updates, of course, which they did tell us will be coming. But we don't know what type of updates, but more than likely Outriders 2. I put plenty of hours on this game right now. I am a level 14, world tier 6 right now. And that's kind of like the difficulty levels. And with world tier 6, I think your enemy levels go up 4 levels higher than you, but you can also pick up weapons, loot weapons that are like 4 levels higher than you as well. Like, I like how they did this difficulty balance. That's one of the best things. Like, you guys know I bitch and moan about difficulty. Outriders fucking does this right. There's so many tiers that you could go, and the more people playing with you, the more harder they actually feel than when you're playing by yourself. Because I was up to a par, I was playing with my cousin earlier where we was getting our ass handed to us in tier 6, went and did it again like a few minutes ago by myself. I was able to beat that boss and all the people around me much faster than I did when I had to coordinate. So I don't know if it was just because I was able to free my mind. I didn't have to worry about protecting my cousin, or if the game world just was like, hey, is by himself. You know, most games with the more people in there, the harder they make enemies and the tougher they make things for you. So that could just be the case. But if I keep dying and stuff, or if you keep dying, you can always like notch it down one level. Go to tier 5 if you're on tier 6, and then see how much easier it is. And as soon as you're done passing that part you're at, you could notch it right back up to tier 6 again. And they have like progress meters, and your progress meter will stay the same from where it left off in that tier. No, you won't get any progress towards like tier 7 while you're on tier 5. But as long as you go back to tier 6, your meter will be right back where you left it on tier 6. So there's no real consequence for just going down a tier to get past a part that's just too tough for you. I still haven't got to play with 3 people yet. Well, I tried. Me, Felice, and my cousin tried to do 3 players. I will let you know this, that if you're gonna cross play, you're gonna need Discord. Because Sony, PlayStation, Xbox players can't talk to each other. Xbox Series X or S and Xbox One X players and stuff can talk to each other on cross-platform, and the same for PS4 and PS5. But you cannot do cross-platform talk between PlayStation and Xbox, unfortunately. So I'm constantly on our Gamerish Network Discord right now, which you should go ahead and join. And you can always shout us out and ask us what we're playing, and if you want to hop in whatever we're playing, you could get on that too. Visually now for this game, a lot of nice colors. Everything looks nice. Especially when you first start the world, when you're in the tutorial part, and they do like a good job of showing off how nice and beautiful this world could look. The the creatures around there before the inevitable storm comes and stuff like that. But yeah, you're gonna like it graphically. Sound wise, it sounds good when you're using your weapons and moves and blasting brains out there and blasting enemies to pieces and shit. But only in the most annoying sound you're gonna hear. Some of you might not have noticed this until now, that I bring it up, and then when you go back to the play, the way they step, like, it's so squishy. No matter what surface they're on, when your character is running, it's gonna sound like you're walking through mud. And the footsteps never really match up with how your character is walking. That gets annoying because I hear the that's what it sounds like while you're walking, and it gets annoying if you're somebody that like picks up every little thing going around in the environment and things like that, every little sound. Like, I'm good at like listening out for things and and seeing things, and hearing that sound constantly is fucking annoying. I hope with a patch they fix that up. I know they put out a patch, but that obviously wasn't fixed because it's still annoying the shit out of me. Um, so now, gameplay wise, so you get to choose between, I believe it's 4 different classes. Right now, I'm a trickster. So tricksters play with time. You go like you have everybody has a special melee move by clicking down the right stick. Mine is like you put them in like a stasis and shit. Or when you run, you could slam the ground, and anyone within the vicinity will be slowed down. You could shoot them up, and the trickster is meant for close range. So the more kills you get at close range, it brings up like an arm. You get more armor and health, and your armor doesn't stay. Your armor constantly goes down unless you keep moving. So the game forces you to keep moving and moving and moving, when while you're doing this shit, and it forces you to keep thinking on your toes, because like all the moves you get only 3 abilities at a time. Right now, I have an ability to like get cryo bullets. Um, I get the ability to like teleport, slow down time, do this like tornado spinning move where I'm just cutting people up as I move. And one where I have like this blade that just slashes people, like turns them to fucking dust right away. And it's fucking fun. Like this, because of these abilities that I'm seeing off of this one character, I actually do want to start off another character. Like after I beat the game, and if someone's like, oh, I'm now a star, I need some help, I'll probably just start a new character and just play with them with a new character. And each character has like a tree that you could go through, which has 3 character classes in it. I believe I have the Reaper, the Assassin, and something else that I'm forgetting. It's not coming to my mind right now. But right now I'm stuck between going between Reaper and Assassin. Like I keep putting one pill 1 point in one area, then the next one I keep going up and down, or I try to see like what I really need help with at in the part of the game that I'm at, and try and just work my way with abilities through that, because these skill trees are so big nowadays. It's hard, and you do not get skill points as quick as you would in the Avengers games, that's for sure. In Avengers, you get like 2 skill points every 5 minutes. In this game, you probably have to level up like 2-3 levels before you get like 1 skill point, and it really forces you to pay attention to where you're spending these skill points. And you can respec at any time, so don't worry about that. If you feel like this one build that you're making is lame and it's not helping you out, go ahead and respect. Or you might even have like a friend that comes in and they're like just as good as you playing in this one area, so why not just move all the points that you had in that one area and focus on another, so you could do neat things like that. um the enemies are cool. This story is, I don't want to say up and down. Like sometimes it loses me. They do a lot of cluing. There's a lot of stuff, notes to find around the place where, and they're like paragraph long, like 2-3 paragraphs long. Sometimes you'll want to sit and read it depending on the situation. So you could be like, all right, now I know what the fuck happened here before I got here. But there's other instances where you're just like, oh my God, can you guys like incorporate all this shit into the story and stop making me read so much? Because there's like, I think like 100 of these things, or probably even more, to pick up around the place. And you're not always going to want to stop and read. But I'll tell you this: whenever you're in like an open environment, look around your environment. There's always some iron on the wall to drill out to help you when you get to the point in the game when you could craft. The iron regenerates every day, like every time the night goes, or even when you leave an area and come back, I believe it regenerates that way too. So look out for that. You'll need a lot of it for crafting. When you disassemble some gear and stuff, guns will always give you, I believe, iron, and your armor will give you leather and stuff. And other shards you have to pick up on off out in the world. Or some items, when you start getting to like the purple and legendary items, then you'll get certain crafting materials only from those things. Another tip is, don't ever sell your items that have buffs on them, or they have like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 buffs for your weapons. And this is awesome because there's so much stuff in there, from giving you like cryo bullets to even giving you like flaming bullets that you would think that another class only gets, but now you could play with it too with your gun because you have the mod in there. And some mods make certain powers more powerful, like my ability to slow down time. I have this one mod, any person that runs into my field would freeze automatically. So now open it up, someone runs in, they freeze, shoot them up instead of them just moving slow. Now I have them frozen in one spot. Another mod lets me spin with my spinning move that I get to chop people up for 15% faster. And then if you upgrade your weapons, you could put in like 2 mods in there. If you disassemble your weapons, you get to keep those mods and put them in other things like your clothing, your armor, other guns. So never sell a gun with a mod on it unless you have that mod already. But then again, you might want to always disassemble most things, because the more you upgrade, the more stronger your weapons will be. And by the time you go back, there's going to come a point in time you'll go to the shops to see if there's anything higher level than what you got on or what you're shooting with. And most of the time, your weapon and armor is going to be stronger because you had all the crafting material you needed to keep upgrading it to different tiers or to add more to it. And this game does so much to make sure your character build is for you. You'll probably never see the same character twice, even if you and a friend are both tricksters. Like I said, they have 3 different skill trees they could go down, plus the way they build their weapon and armor up to help their specialties out might be different than yours, or they might have 3 sets of moves that they only like using, and you could choose another 3, and you guys can combine and figure things out. Like when I play my cousin and he has the flame moves while he's burning people, I'll go use my blade and like cut them all in half while they're there screaming and burning. Or I'll slow down time when a bunch of creatures are running my way and I could slice 10 of them at the same time. You even get a fucking achievement for that if you could accomplish that. My cryo bullets cut people up. I have this teleportation move, so whenever a sniper is fucking shooting at us and we're both behind cover, bam, let me teleport behind this fucking sniper, slow him down and blow his brains up. Yes, I sound very grueling right now, but that's just how it be. This is a good game, guys. If you want to hit me up on Xbox Live or PlayStation, BK Brawler 537, jump in our Gamers Network Discord, and we be in there. Like I'll even send some messages out, see if anybody wants to join in the fun and play there. Also, guys, we have our Patreon, our Facebook page. If you could support us on Patreon, it'll be great. We just updated our tiers. So check that out. The link tree will be available in the comments. You'll find it there. And if you go on any of our pages, Facebook, our big community there, we have a tournament about to go on. I'm looking for more entries for our most badass woman tournament. So from movies. So if you know a badass female character that you think that could win a tournament, which you do get a prize at the end, go ahead and join our Facebook page and drop a name. It's pinned to the top. And before I go, I wanted to give you guys like a list of games I'm personally. This is not all the games coming out in April, but these are games that I'm personally looking out for by the end of this month. And that's just MLB The Show, which I said will be on Game Pass day 1. If you pre-order it though, I believe you get to play it 3 days early or 4 days early on PlayStation if you want to do that. That comes out 420, so everybody's gonna be smoking weed while playing ball. Then we got Pokemon Snap, which for the Switch, Pokemon Snap. For those you want a relaxing game back in the Pokemon world, taking pictures. There's a lot of videos that came out about this already. You could make take stickers and edit your pictures, which we couldn't do before on N64 and shit. So this is a nostalgia game for a lot of us in our 30s right now, you young cats. This is probably going to be new for you unless your parents showed you what the fuck Pokemon Snap was about. And also coming out on the 30th of this month is Returnal, which is the next big roguelike game. So if you like shit like Hades and stuff, This, of course, is with guns. This looks like it's going to be good. Doesn't look like it's going to disappoint. So look out for Returnal. I'm sure you see it plastered all over your PlayStation store. They're pushing this shit hard. It's going to be our next big $70 game. And I swear to God, it's better live up to the hype, because I really hate spending $70 on games, but I will do it because I'm a fucking gaming addict. But that's all I got for you guys this week. Maybe next week I might have a guest, or maybe you might get me solo again. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And as usual, or the pod for those who just listened, enjoy your drinks, enjoy your games. Peace out.